first. Good afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. Today we have a special guest, Miss Valerie from the Illumination Portal.
Yes.
So we're going to hang here for a few minutes and say hi to the chat room because we were talking in the background and it just seemed important that we say those things on while we were live. So here we are. Hi, Juno, and hi, Lisa Rhodes. Welcome.
Good to see you.
It's good to see everybody.
It's good to see you.
Thank you so much, Valerie, for coming today. We so appreciate it. You are so full of fantastic information. I love a medium that's an astrologer at the same time. I mean, that's just heaven sent as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Hi, Heather. Welcome.
It surprised me too. It did. It surprised me. But I love astrology.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been into it like a long time, but to actually start diving into it, and well, I was the one that would always go to work and say, Mercury's retrograde, everybody keep an eye on, because we worked in a restaurant, or there's a full moon, what full moons in restaurants are like, especially the bar, it can get a little out of hand sometimes. So I was always.
Oh my God, a bar during a full moon in retrograde? I can't even.
And the hospitals always expected busy nights on the moon.
Oh yeah, when I worked in a hospital, you knew if it was a full moon out Saturday night, was
it
could
be
crazy.
Anything.
Yeah, there was
going
more
to be
people
busy
in the ER during full moons.
Yeah, it is definitely was busy, and or everything. None of the technology worked, depending on what was going on.
Retrograde, yeah.
Because it all has to do with communication anyway.
Right. And that's the point that people were just asking me, but what's going on today? What's something in their personal life was going on. So I would just let me look up your chart, and we get off work, come over and I'll look up your chart. And I just started doing it like that.
That's perfect. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I love it. I'm so excited about it. But today, the full moon in Cancer. So everyone, well, who's all here? Indigo Jaguar, hi.
And we were commenting that it's a really good time to get rid of all that old trash you don't need for the new year.
All the old energies you don't want to take into the new year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good time to get rid of it.
I don't know. You're the astrologer. You'll have to tell us.
It's true. Well, and we've been releasing, every full moon is for releasing. Every new moon is for planting your seeds. Yeah, and your intentions. Not that you can't do that on these on the opposite moons, but it works better. Yeah, to work with Mother Nature. Mother Nature knows what's going on. So
I have intentions in the full moon, but it's usually always about release. Getting rid of something.
Let go of this thing,
Yeah, this is perfect for emotional release and anything that's holding you back. Yeah, the cancers, all that emotions. A lot of people might be really sad today, can feel. A lot of times when we're clearing, especially on as spiritual light workers, love workers, energy workers, we don't really understand a lot of the time. Why do I feel sad today? What's going on? And it doesn't have it doesn't really have anything to do with the moon. It's just your body's ready to release something, and we don't really need to know what that something is. It could be early childhood.
Because most of the time when I'm like that, I have no clue why I feel that way. It's
just. It is.
We actually have a saltwater pool, so we jump when we're like that. We go get in the pool, and that really helps release tensions and all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. That's perfect for today's moon too. That would be the perfect thing. Would be take a nice salt bath and pamper yourself. Cancer likes to have emotional safety. That's the biggest thing for a Cancer. I'd have to say. I'm a Cancer, so I would have to say throughout my life, not even being aware of it, that's really what I was looking for, was emotional safety. Be able to trust the people you're with, and if you find that is question mark, during this full moon in Cancer, maybe write down what is going on and try to see
Right.
what's going on for you. Because a lot of times we're not sure why I don't feel safe, right? Or I don't feel, I'm really crying and or I'm really sad, or, like I said, it could be 2 days before, 2 days after, but these can, during a full moon, but this can happen to us at any time because we are releasing all that old stuff, crappy stuff.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much why I got into astrology. I kept trying to figure out why am I like this? What is wrong with me? Because I just assumed it's all my fault.
Is that what women do? We all think everything is all our fault.
Right.
The sun's not shining today. What did I do?
Yep. I got the gods mad at me now,
Yeah.
But it's really, and Cancer is really intuitive.
This is important. Hi, Heather. How are you today? You're right. Boundaries from the energy vampires and manipulators. That's why I always keep my aura energy up so that those people can't get in. When you keep your vibe up around you like that with unconditional love, it really helps keep those energy vampires from sucking you dry.
Well, it's to me, it's like, even if you don't have a really strong aura, if you have any aura at all, I mean, if you think about it, I know, but I mean, what I was thinking was, there's a lot of times people put locks on their steering wheels. Anybody can get through those locks if they really want to. They can saw them, they can snap them, whatever. But it's much easier for them to go to somewhere they don't have to do all that work.
Exactly.
So they're going to leave you alone, because they can find a lot of people out there that don't have any
protection whatsoever.
Yeah, so they're going to leave you be.
But we're magnets, especially
magnets.
Yeah, love workers, light workers, we're magnets. So we attract those type of people,
and that's why it's important to learn how to protect yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I wake up grounding into Mother Earth and connecting to my higher self, and I just keep this loop going all day, and I keep an eye on my energy field. If I feel something that wasn't a good feeling, I investigate immediately. So I'm always, but that's the Cancer thing, right? I'm checking that because I had my guard down for so long. I didn't check it. Now I'm on it, for that.
You have to be. I'm the same way. I used to just be lackadaisical about it. But after so many attacks, you just kind of have to do something about it.
Yeah, you got to lock it down. Yeah.
I just had to show that because that was so sweet. Hi, Starfish HHI. How are you today? Albertine and Linda De Gonzalez. Welcome, you guys. We're just going to chat about the full moon and astrology and this and that. We don't have anything set in stone, but I do want to make mention that Valerie was kind enough to do charts on the current sky for Heather and myself. And with her mediumship and channeling abilities, oh my God, that's all I can say.
Yeah,
it was really phenomenal. Good. And I think I'm going to have her do it every quarter,
and it was really informative, and it's the kind of stuff that you really want to have. So
it is. I mean, having your birth chart is great.
But it doesn't
being able to
anything.
relate it to what's going on right now. And I'm actually absolutely fascinated with all the asteroids that have come in on the Kuiper Belt.
And when did you start doing that? Because it's more than just straight astrology.
Oh, yeah.
Straight astrology, you have to know everything. But you're taking that knowledge up a step to somewhere else. So when did you start doing that?
Well, that's what I would find out when I would do charts from my friends or coworkers. It would just pop at me, things would just pop off of the chart, and it would just be like, I'd just be saying things and I'd be like, wow, that's really cool. And so when I was, go into meditation, I would ask my higher self and my guides and guardians, help me help me express this better.
Mhm.
But it's really like I don't have any control over that part. It pops up
As needed.
as needed. What's first? What's
Mhm.
next? What's this? But I love doing the transits that are the current transits, because this helps us figure out, where we're at right now and what's coming around the
How to
corner.
navigate it. Yeah, it shows you what you need to navigate and pretty much
Yeah.
how to navigate if you know the transit.
And I just love, because I probably spend most of my day on astrology. And it's not even like right now doing charts. I do a few charts a week, but there's so much going on right now in our world that's affecting our world, our solar
Mhm.
system. And everyone here can probably feel it. We've been waking up. We've been blocks are being released. But like for instance, yesterday an X-class solar flare shot off of the sun, and even if it doesn't hit us, the force of that hits our magnetosphere.
Absolutely
And
does.
it hits it, and it
When is it supposed to hit us? Or was it aimed at Earth? Was it
no,
on
it was skimming it, but
okay,
that
so
that's the
still,
even better, really,
yeah.
because you don't really want to be hit direct with an X class. And there was a
No.
couple M classes. I think it was Monday, but either way, every time it hits that magnetosphere, it's removing the density that is holding us back from ascending, holding the collective back from being in those higher vibrations
Mhm.
more often than not. So every time that happens, or every time a planet goes around, like today we have the full moon in Cancer, that'll be exact at 6:08 Pacific time this
Okay.
evening. But the sun is sitting there with Mercury, and the moon is sitting there with Pallas Athena, who's a warrior. She's one of the asteroid goddesses.
Right.
So she's about, we're talking about releasing emotions, right? She's about protecting, having that protection, that our self-protection, while the sun over there with Mercury is revealing what emotions, or with other people, or in conversation, or whether you're in meditation, it's revealing things to you about your emotional security or surroundings and things like that. So every day something like that is happening.
True.
Tomorrow the sun and Mercury will be exact. They're like 1 degree apart. I think
Wow.
it's 1 degree. But so we know that we have that energy for a couple days. We have that. It's about to come up. Oh, Gino, hi.
Yes, we recognize, and we highly recommend her too.
Highly recommend her.
Yeah.
Thank you, yes. I
Yeah,
appreciate
like she said, Juno says, she really explains it and
Right.
records it so you can re-listen to
it.
it.
Yeah.
Real
And
cool.
I try to make it clear. I don't go into all the technical jargon, and
No,
to a point.
There's no sense in going to all that the jargon, because most people don't understand it.
Right.
But what you do is you explain what
Yeah.
it means to them, and that's what's important to
Yeah,
all
that's
of
much
us.
more important.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa has a question. I think we're getting hit by so much energy from the galactic center because of December 21st onwards. It was literally coming right in it from the galactic center, plus these, which actually I think causes some of these sudden things to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just showering us with energy, light, and information all the time. And it's been like that for how many years?
Yeah.
It's elevating. It's getting faster and more frequent as time goes by. So it's no wonder that we all have headaches, neck aches, body aches, you name it.
And that's another thing. Like this, when you feel a sense of dread, that all these astrological energies that's what they're doing. They're pulling those blocks, they're breaking them up for you. A lot of times we live in extreme pain. I lived in extreme pain for a long time with fibromyalgia and migraines, and I just thought I was going to live like that for the rest of my life. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that that's the answer, but once you clear your energy field to a certain extent, it clears you out of your pain. But we're going to always feel this, especially in the next couple of years, because we have the lower vibrational energies want to hold us down and keep us kind of locked into that mindset,
Right.
watching the TV, everything's going to fall apart. This is happening. There's no jobs. Well, there's really a lot of jobs. And if you can sit with whatever it is that feels triggering to you and go inside and say, okay, why do I feel that way? Because spirit is going to
fear. It's
right.
What they're broadcasting is fear 24/7.
Yeah.
If you dissect it, if you just sit and look at it neutrally, you can see it's just fear.
Yeah.
And that's a great
just a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there, and
very
it all
subtly.
mounts up.
Neutral observer.
Yes.
Once I learned how to do that, I kind of would just view it as like, oh, the sky isn't falling, but let me see why they think the sky is falling.
Mm-hmm.
And then my guides would have me. This is when I was learning how to connect my heart with my third eye, my heart chakra, third eye. And once you have that connection too, that really frees you of all that fear-based stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not easy. I know it took me years and years to get to this point. But the reason why I've been really into the astrology the last few years is because this astrology, it hasn't been like this.
Ever.
We're
moving into brand new parts of space. It's just phenomenal.
I know. It's so cool to think of it like that too, because it's the truth.
We've never been here before.
We're on planet Earth, just traveling through space, and we've never been where we are right now.
That's right.
Right.
But we
so
stay
exciting.
Yeah.
It is exciting.
And I was thinking about Linda's comment. It makes you want to do something. Well, then do something. For me, it was a matter of, okay, I kind of know this stuff, but I really need to know it. So I'm back into studying and practicing some things that I was starting, but I hadn't finished. So, and I had been left behind for a little bit, and it's back on the very, very front burner again. So every day I'm working on that. So that may be what you want to do. There may be something you wanted to research more or practice more. And if that's the case, maybe that's what you need to do. Or maybe it's that you want to journal more or meditate more. Whatever it is, go do it. There's something pushing you to do something. You just have to find out what that something is.
I'm not feeling dread, but I'm definitely feeling like I'm on the edge of my seat. Something's getting ready to happen.
Yeah. There's
and I have no idea what or why, but it doesn't feel bad.
No, it's just a lot of pressure. And usually when we have that much pressure, I think we feel like something is going to happen or a dread. And then that's not always the case, but I can see where it would normally tend to be there. I mean, they're pushing us to be fearful.
Well, that's the thing, though, to know the agenda, to know that is what I call it, the external world. Like on my videos, when I do videos, the external world is always going to keep putting stuff in our face and make us look here, look here. But we need to go in our heart. What does your heart want to do, Linda? What makes you want to get up every day? You said you didn't, who wants to go with the herd anymore? The herd is watching the fear.
Put that back up. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that down.
No, that's okay. The herd is watching all the fear, or a lot of them. But the thing is, they're waking up too. Like these next couple of years are really going to wake up even more people. This is why it's fascinating.
There's going to be a lot of people that all of a sudden say, well, you might have been right. Well, maybe you were right. We'll go that way a little bit.
I don't care about being right. I just want people to be happy.
But I mean, when it's somebody that's close to you that's always fighting you on this, if they turn around and start doing some of that stuff that you've been doing, that's good. And that's great. So good luck to everybody who is beginning to start the journey.
Yeah, because
Amen.
we're like little mini suns, right? When you wake up and you're in touch with your heart and you kind of have I don't know what I'm doing from one day to the next. I'm like you, Priscilla. Let's see what today brings. I'm excited about it though. Now, is every day a good day? No, but it's not near like as miserable as I used to be. If we look at ourselves like little
when I lived in depression all the time, life is a whole lot better.
Yeah.
When I learned not to hold everything in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because that depression just wipes you out, and I understand it. I was there most of my life.
Me too.
But knowing that you're a love worker, light worker, energy worker, whatever name you want to put on it, and you are just by being you radiate that higher vibrational energy of unconditional love, and that also helps people loosen up their blocks and say, wow, she, what's she doing? I got more people asking me things now than I ever thought would, but they're like at that precipice, right, of coming.
And you have to treat them with kindness. You have to treat those that are just changing, just learning, treat them, be patient.
And remember that
you didn't get here overnight, and they had even more fear. So
it's one person at a time. You can't change large groups. You get one person going and then another person going in. They may have their own journeys and you're just there supporting them.
Yeah.
And we're just by being here today with all the people we're with, and where we have this container of unconditional love and peace and harmony, that's radiating out in every one of our lives in some way. And we'll never know how many people that hits, but just by being in that state of being every day, just makes it travel, energy. It just floats through and it goes to the next part.
I'm convinced that the energy of unconditional love that we're in this community that we like to spread kind of transmutes the lower vibrations and brings them up a little bit higher. And I refuse to believe that they bring me to their level. I like to think that we're bringing them to our
level.
And I like when you're in the groove, when you're using your higher vibration, even when you have lower vibration things occur, it's easier to stand back and look at it rather than react to it.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Because you want to respond, but you always want to take a couple deep breaths and a pause. Yeah. Take that long pause and you just, okay, how am I going to respond to this? And I'm always thinking, and like how I would the first thing that pops in my brain would be how I used to respond. And I'm like, okay, well, I know I'm going to do the opposite of that because that never got me anywhere. So that's just how I treat myself, though. And it's not any judgment or anything. I love and accept myself, and I just give myself that grace to be in that space of learning every day. You never know who's your teacher or
That's true. That's very true. Right. It's a beautiful way to look at life.
Yeah. So
some days I can do that. Some days I'm not so good.
There's certain days I stay in my room.
Yeah, I have to admit, when I go out in public very long, I quickly hurry back to my den.
Yeah, me too. I do.
Energy is just too chaotic.
Yeah.
Well, I do. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I just said too chaotic and negative. Yeah. Let's say hi to some other people that are here, that like Katie M and MJ420 and Willow. Hi, ladies. Thank you guys for being here.
We appreciate it.
We so love it.
We love your comments because it makes the show so much more interesting when we can add what you're saying too.
Yeah.
Yes, we love the comments, you guys. And if you want us to read them out loud, would you put them in caps with emojis? because that way it'll make it easier for these old eyes to find.
We have, in fact, we have this huge TV in front of us, and we can see the pictures just fine, but the writing is difficult for
still small
old eyes. So she's got her phone.
I have my phone,
and I've got my iPad, so I can see what you're all saying.
So we can read the chat because we really can't. Oh, Warrior Girl's here too! Yay! Great to see you.
And it is so nice there to have that instant communication with
it. Is
right, and we love to be able to do that. So,
and it's always everybody is so loving to each other,
so
polite and
nice
to each other and loving. Literally,
fifth dimension.
It's wonderful. Very fifth dimensional energy. So what can you? I don't know if I interrupted a thought, but I was going to ask you about this full moon, the wolf moon that we're getting ready to have.
The wolf moon. Well, this is an interesting thing. It's 16 degrees. Okay, so since October and until April, every full moon we have will be a 16 degree. So it's a 7, just like this is a 7-year.
Right. Oh, all about spirituality.
Yes.
Whoa, every full moon?
Every full moon till April.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? And by then we will have gained enough information that we need to move forward in our own individual paths. But we'll see how the collective's moving too. It may not look like they're higher vibrational, but I know that this energy is going to change in the next couple of years.
I get that too from my guys. I've been getting that for years.
Yeah.
We're not going to recognize ourselves in 2025, basically.
Yep, exactly. That's the perfect time to 2025, because what happens is, well, like you said, our guides have been letting us know. So I wanted to make sure, because I'm into that safety thing, right? So I'm checking the astrology and trying to figure it out. And it just like every time we have a major aspect, it turns on another light bulb. This is how I say it. So this happens to us individually, and it happens to the world too. But the whole world in a full moon in Cancer today. So this is the first full moon of the year. So, and it's an emotional full moon. So it wants you to get your emotions cleared. It wants you to become emotionally stable and strong to endure the next, I try not to go out too far, but the next couple
endure, I'm not sure I like that word. To endure the next full moon or the next.
So the next one, it's what the next one is. It is, I'm like, okay, so Leo. So we have Cancer and Leo next month, and that usually falls on around Valentine's Day. But those are all heart-centered. And I mean, every sign has its lower vibration and its higher vibration. And most of us are in the middle somewhere, but we can visibly see lower vibrational information now. People, it's really getting clearer and clearer to see that. So you don't have to worry about, of course, keep your energy column clear and protected. And I have a bubble over mine at all times, but it isn't so much to have the bubble keeping people out. It is for us to decide whether we want to talk to that person or not, So I remember when I used to first start bubbling my energy, I had these like big, huge, thick walls, mirrors on the outside, stuff like that, so nothing could get in. And now it's just fine. It's like see-through, sparkly stuff, but until you get stabilized, you don't know. And I couldn't trust anything back then. When you're first waking up and you're not sure who's who, you're not sure. I didn't even trust my higher self. I was like, I don't know you're my higher self. How do you prove it? It's just like stuff.
Yes, show me.
Missouri.
That's funny. So what do you think about this Cancer energy of influencing the rains and floods in California? The weather pattern.
That's more the Neptune thing. That's more the Neptune in Pisces. I'm not saying that the Cancer isn't increasing that. But I believe it was Monday we had a Neptune and I can't remember. Was it Uranus or Neptune? The Neptune in Pisces, though, has been there for a while. And you can see, like, we were going through, like, lots of floods and all throughout the world, or where it was a drought, you know, places were losing all the water. So that's kind of that Neptune is okay, my spirit guides are telling me this is the cleansing. I'm like, do I want to say that? But
yeah, you say it. Please say it.
Since Neptune went into Pisces, I guess he's about 23 degrees now. So he's there for about another year and a half. Again, all these big, huge things, are happening in another year and a half, right? Around 2025. And a lot of us have been getting that information. And you'll see the planets. That's when they go to the next sign. I mean, those are huge outer planets that I want to say it got in there early 2000s because that Neptune has a very long orbit. Pluto is the longest, 248 years.
Right.
So again, we're in America's first Pluto return. We're at 27 degrees. This is the third time we've hit that point where it is in the United States of America's birth chart. So now it's going to go forward. So we got until March, Pluto will change into Aquarius. But see, he'll keep going back and forth for about another year and a half. So all this stuff is digging up, like Pluto digs up, shows you the underbelly, shows you, here's how disgusting or terrible your political system, whatever you want to look at. And he will structure that. He will put that. All of us are being, our whole way of life is being restructured because we can't live in this profit over people situation any longer. I mean, it's just beyond sickening, you know. I don't want to get political, but
as the divine feminine as we move in closer with the divine feminine, it's going to balance out all that warlike divine masculine.
And see, this is a kind of another portal to that. Today's full moon in Cancer opens up. There's that feminine coming in. And we all have feminine and masculine inside of us. But
absolutely,
everybody can see the divine feminine has been held down and put down and, you know, pretty much forced down. We don't even have our rights anymore. Full body autonomy. And that's all, again, that'll all change in the next couple of years. Yes. That's the Neptune energy, exactly. But you know what else Neptune does? It increases your downloads, your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, all your and all these abilities, everyone it has access to them. Everybody with a soul has access to their abilities. We've just been taught not to look that way. So we are all now waking up and realizing that, and Neptune's giving people, well, how do I know that? How do I know this just happened? You know, so everybody's kind of walking around asking, wow, I didn't know I had psychic abilities, or my intuition was right on that. But he's helping us with that for sure. And
that's amazing.
So it all they're all constantly working together. So this moon is working with Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and it's constant. And that's what I like about doing the transits of the moment. I pull your chart and we're talking, because those planets are there right now, and I can tell how long they will move fast or slower, and how much of an effect that will have on you, on us individually. But this is all like magical. Like this full moon in Cancer, you know, this is alchemy. This is magic. This is getting, because once you really know your emotional state, you know what your heart loves and what your heart wants to pursue, that's creating magic. All we are is energy, and if we focus our energy into the things that we prefer, we're making magic.
That's right. We're making magic either way. It's just whether you want to make dark magic or light magic. You really focus on what you don't want. You're making dark magic in my book. You don't want that. We want to focus on what we want. Yeah.
Right. And it's
unity
so
consciousness, unconditional love, freedom for everybody. That's what I want.
Medical.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, there's so much that we can look out at our systems and say, oh my God, everything's wrong. It'll never get fixed. And it could look like that. It could look that overwhelming, but Spirit's in charge. If things can change on a dime, like they really can. And the more of us that believe that in our hearts and by the way that we are, I mean, you guys are like this every day. Juno's like this every day. I'm like this. This is all day. I don't change who I am just because it's noon or something, and the more people, that's another thing, the more people that are getting in touch with themselves and actually following their heart, listening to their inner guidance, because that's truly what your intuition
is listening to our heart.
Right.
That's true.
And we were just taught not to, but we're all getting the hint now that, well, maybe so
this is really interesting. Hang on a minute. What Warrior Girl said, this is a combined 7-year with the Chariot card. And I like that. It's the last sign of the zodiac, and combined with the Chariot card for the year, it's the last lap or leg of the patriarch.
I love that, Warrior Girl.
I think you're absolutely right, Warrior Girl.
Yeah.
I've been saying this is these are their dying breaths. That's why they're in such turmoil right now. The white
and why they're fighting so hard.
These old white men, they're about to be gone. They're dinosaurs. They're going to be gone, and then these younger people are going to come be elected. I mean, I don't like to talk about politics, but nevertheless, the world is going to change when all these old farts die.
Right.
It's their time is over. So yay! Right on, Warrior Girl.
I love how you picked the Chariot card for the year. That card rules Cancer. So you have 2 water signs, there, because the water is like
cleansing.
Especially Scorpio. Yeah, and Scorpio gets down in there too. So Scorpio's had a lot of action this year with his eclipses, Taurus and Scorpio, but the Scorpio one.
It's been a bit for Scorpios this year.
Yeah.
But the Scorpio thing, it's been 22 was a hard year. Not necessarily physically, but in my psyche. I mean, there was a lot of cleansing going on. A lot of information downloads.
Yeah, and just think, like, Pisces is okay. So we're at the last zodiac sign of the zodiac wheel is Pisces. So somebody with Pisces in their chart has all that information from all the other signs. And that's why a lot of things are like overwhelming for Pisces, because they see every combination of how something can work out. So they're not judgmental people, like is what I'm trying to say, or judge a situation too much because there's so many variables. But with that going on, Scorpio on the South Node is still removing all the stuck blocks in our systems. Pluto's there in Capricorn, removing those, because Pluto rules Scorpio. So he's helping along. When we have Mars is in a retrograde right now, and so is Mercury, and so is Uranus. So they go direct this month, the 12th, the 18th, and the 20th. So once they all turn direct by the end of the month, all planets will be going in forward motion. They really don't go backwards, but just so you know, it's just from our viewpoint. So but this is why I'm saying, like, this month is not a good month to like make a solid decision on something, unless it's something you really have been working on and putting in a lot of work towards, for a few months. Because if it whatever it was went through all the eclipses and it's still here and you're still working on it and it's looking good, that's a good sign that it will work.
Right.
But we started the new year with Mars and Mercury in retrograde, along with Uranus. And those are our thinking and doing planets, Mars and Mercury. So we're really kind of just going, I don't know where I want to go. I don't know. Do I want to go back into the workforce? Do I want to go here? So that will become clear, though, closer to the end of the month, beginning of February on that. But still, then we still have a couple of things going on, but for people like us in the spiritual community, this is just bringing in more and more information from our guides.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have the path on where to go and do it with Mars once he goes direct. He can't really do anything retrograde in Gemini. He just kind of threw his hands up. So
I can see why in Gemini.
Yeah.
Being pulled in two different directions all the time. Yeah, that makes sense. That's wild.
It is. It's crazy. It's so cool.
I love that, Juno.
What'd you put?
Goo face, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way.
The
That's
chrysalis.
perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
We are in the goo phase for sure. So this moon is helping us get the emotional goo right. Make sure you are in a space that you are safe and can thrive in, or if that's what your goal is, and that's another thing. They made it kind of hard to the pandemic, and then they raised the prices on the rent, and they did all that kind of stuff. Again, that'll be cleared out, but not till about 2025.
Mhm.
I'm just seeing what else I have written down. Feel the feels and meet the pain. So if pain comes up in your awareness, like emotional pain, but really you could do it with physical pain. But we're talking about cancer. So if it's emotional pain, the way to clear emotional pain is by looking at it, accepting it, loving it, and it releases into the water of, in this case, cancer, right? So I'm sure we all have stuff that's still kind of baggage hanging around us, and it's good to just write that list of things you want to release. And tonight, during the full moon, just burn that paper. That's an easy way to.
Great little ritual.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Easy. Yeah, I don't like
smudge the house tonight.
Okay.
Smudge the energy.
Yeah.
Smudge it. Then burn the paper in the in the bowl.
Yeah.
Great idea.
And make some moon water, because this is a good it's a good to drink the cancer moon water. I let it sit out. I couldn't let last month's, I guess I can't remember who it was, but it was freezing cold here, and I was like, oh, it'll break my jar. So I didn't have any moon water, but I usually just drink that water for the next few days after, and focus on anything else I wanted to release emotionally or whatever. But you can do anything you want with it.
My big thing right now is to release self-sabotaging behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of it, let it go. Those things that are holding me back.
It's not easy. It's not easy. On certain it's hard being a human here and not, I think you're talking about sugar, because I am talking about sugar. And it just makes me feel better to eat sweet stuff. And I know that sounds terrible, but it's it's almost a grounding effect to eat those type of carbs and stuff like that.
Give me chocolate.
It could be chocolate, sure.
Give me chocolate.
And the last couple of years, you know, I think everybody put on those little extra pounds over COVID.
Yeah.
And we're all like being cruel to ourselves, right? Or I was, and my guides came in and said, you need that extra weight for the energetic, the energy that pours into the planet. It stabilizes you. It's not terrible, you know, you will lose it later or whatever, you know, but I literally gained over 20 pounds, 25 pounds. But
I gained 40. I don't need all that. It's got to go.
I know, I got to get workout. I need a workout routine.
I actually have one now. I'm doing yoga with a friend at least 2 days a week. We try for 3 on the lanai here at our house. And then I also have a trainer that comes over 3 days a week and kicks my butt.
Oh,
with lifting weights and stuff for bone density.
I like how you're doing that. They have them come to you, and so they're there. It's not like, oh, today I don't feel like going to.
I don't feel like going to the yoga studio. Oh, that's me. If I have to go anywhere but my backyard, forget it. It's not going to happen. And once I'm there, it's terrible. Once I'm there, I'm fine, but it's just getting my butt out the door to do it.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't come here. I'm much better with it.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I'm thinking about it. See if maybe I'll find somebody.
Ooh, this sounds interesting.
What's that?
Willow. I created a meditation ritual where you sit at the beach, pulling up the weeds around you, putting them in the bonfire and burning them. I've envisioned the weeds as being the blocks in my life. Ooh, I love that.
That's nice.
I don't think they'll let us build a fire at the beach, but I can imagine it for sure.
Yeah, they used to, but I don't think they don't put that in. Yeah, not here either. There's another thing that was coming up when I was, you know, getting all the information for this moon today. It was really important to consciously choose your timeline. Meaning, do you want to follow your heart and do what you love and prefer? Do that to the best of your ability. But if we let that external world keep taking us off our center and having us focus on the stupid drama of the day, you know, tragedy of the day, and it is bad. I'm not saying that it's not. But when I see something that's tragic, I immediately send love and peace and
to all concerned.
Yeah. You know, and that's how we battle. We're never going to battle the dark beings, you know, that they're in their death throes. They're trying to hold on for dear life, but they don't care about life. You know, everything they do is not life affirming.
That's true.
So when you're looking out there, kind of remind yourself that, you know, it's important to really get solid in your energy and what your preferences are. You know, even
if you're too distracted to be able to do that. 99% of the population is just too distracted by all the nonsense that goes on every day. And the only way to stop that is to act in love, come from your heart, yourself, because that creates the reality around you. And if you're feeding the fear and the anxiety by watching all that nonsense and letting it bother you, you're creating your own reality.
Yeah.
That for your reality. My timeline doesn't have that kind of reality to it. My timeline is unity, consciousness, and freedom. That's what I want to create. That's where I want to be.
Whatever you spend your time doing, that's what's going to affect you. If you're watching the news and the TV all the time or listening to the news on the radio, that's what's going to affect you. All that fear that they're spouting out, that's what's going to get you. And you need to be thinking and listening and watching anything else.
Anything but that stuff.
I mean, you really, it is so detrimental because you basically are giving your power away if you don't take a hold of your moment. What do we have? We have this present moment right now.
That's all we have is this moment right here and now.
Which is why you have to live in that moment.
Yes.
Actually, I think we're going to be doing a show about that tomorrow, sort of.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
The next couple of shows are all about this.
Kind of
stuff.
about that sort of stuff. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
And it's so important, though, to continually repeat that because it's very hard for love workers, light workers to say, I'm going to worry about me. They think it's a selfishness. They think it's selfish, right?
Right.
And it is really hard thing to break because you want to help people, yes, but you can't help anyone till you have yourself really taken care of.
You've got to be careful about how you help them. You don't want to give your power away while you're doing it.
That's right.
And it's too easy to do. And the more it becomes a habit, the easier it is to give away your power. And the harder it is to get it back and start living with your power and accepting your own power.
Right.
That's true.
I mean, and we weren't taught like what does it mean to take care of yourself? And but once you're taking care of
selfish, anything you did for yourself was being selfish.
Yeah. Yep.
And
crazy.
That's wrong. Because you can't help anybody else unless you are up to snuff. If you don't take care of yourself, you are going down.
You're right.
That's right. That's right. And that is very important. And even though this is more of an emotional moon, that is important too. We have different aspects of ourselves: emotional, physical, mental, and we got to take care of all those aspects, spiritual, right? And they've got to be in alignment for us to be working up to par, for ourselves.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Well, I think most of us in this community are empaths and have had a hard time learning not to take on other people's problems, creating our own boundaries for our own safety and health. You're amongst a million like it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the boundaries are so important that, and it doesn't mean you have to be rude or mean or disrespectful. Just no, I can't do that today, or I can do it on the 20th next month, but that's another thing, especially females, we weren't taught boundaries. We weren't taught that we were important.
Everybody all the time.
Right. So it's better now, but it would have been really helpful if I'd have known this when I was young, right? But here we are.
It would be very helpful if everybody had been taught that,
right?
When they were young, rather than what they did teach us.
Yeah. Well, see,
but it's going to happen with the younger generations. They're just so much more aware than we were, even though they may not be on our awakening path. They are just naturally so much more loving and empathetic and
accepting everyone for who they are, where they are.
Yeah. I'm just fascinated by my granddaughters and their friends and how they act. It encourages me. It makes me feel like, yes, things are actually changing.
Yeah. And that's pretty much one of the things I noticed when I was still working and I was in the restaurant. I was like everybody's mom. So a lot of people called me mom. I didn't care. And so they would come to me and what are the planets doing, or read their charts or whatever. I could see all of them from all different backgrounds and all different colors, shapes, and sizes. All of them were heart-centered. All of them.
Yes. Isn't it amazing?
So it really does.
Willow makes a point. Yep. My mother wanted me to make my debut so that I could be presented to our social set as a prospect for a wife to find a rich man.
Yeah.
Yikes. I refused.
That's all I heard too. And I was like, no, we're not going there. I was like, I'll live under a bridge. I'm not marrying somebody just for money. Just you understand?
I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that for anything.
And there's, you know, it was a big thing when we were.
It sure was when I was young.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Who are you going to marry? And who's going to take care of you? And I didn't want to get married. I got married twice, but that was before I understood any of this stuff going on. But everything, I don't look at anything in my past as a regret, though, because
No, you learned from it, didn't you?
right. Yeah,
You are who you are because of whatever you've experienced.
Right.
Yeah. And you need to get rid of the guilt, and anybody that has guilt about who they used to be or what they've done in the past, let it go. It doesn't belong here today.
No.
Slate's clean from today on. You just be who you are with love, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, use that moon.
Use the moon.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Use that moon. Let that shit go.
Yes. Yes. And if you're having a trouble with that, or just write it out on a piece of paper and burn it.
Right.
Whatever you need to let go. And by the next full moon, you'll see, oh, you know what? That's not bothering me anymore. It would always amaze me how I wouldn't even be aware of because I burned the paper. I didn't keep it anywhere, but I noticed this isn't affecting me as much anymore. Or on a new moon, when you plant a seed, and the next new moon, you see the sprouts of it coming up. And that is so cool.
It really is.
It is.
Very cool.
That's why I love going by the cycles of our planets and solar system. And Earth is a big, Earth is right now, the sun's in Capricorn, so Earth is in Cancer. So everything or everyone on Earth is having that emotional, and this happens every year at this time. But now that I know these things, I'm like, wow, a lot of people are having like either relationships ending, starting relationships, emotional things coming, things that mean something to them coming up. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen any other day, but it just really struck me in the last few months. Oh, so when the sun's there, the Earth is in the opposing planet. So these are cardinals, and this is another thing about Cancer to cardinal sign, meaning there's cardinal, mutable, and fixed. Okay, fixed is actually what it sounds like, very stubborn type energy. Mutables, easy to get, change. And cardinal is the one who initiates something. And each element has a cardinal sign. So in the water, it happens to be Cancer. So that's telling us, and they're telling us to get emotionally grounded in integrity. It's really what's being asked of the collective to do. And it's just really cool how the universe speaks to us in energy, because we're electromagnetic beings.
We are. Yes.
All that affects
and we
us.
are totally connected to the earth that we all forget about, thinking it's just something under our feet. We are part of Mother Earth. We vibrate with her. It's ridiculous to think that we're separate from her or the universe, for that matter.
And I'm glad you brought up vibration, because we are. So if you know that you are vibrating, or say I'm having a low day and I'm really feeling bad, and I go and I just take care of myself for that day. Whereas before I would dismiss that, go to work, suck it up, that type of talk to yourself. And a lot of times I didn't really have a choice, but that's how I did treat myself. And it took me a while to see how I was treating myself. So if I don't want to feel that vibration, how do I change that? I had to up my vibration.
Right.
I had to learn, what does that mean? Okay. Do what you love, and it ups your vibration, or help someone else out. Or
helping somebody else. really raises it, makes you feel better just immediately if you do something for someone else.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Or an animal, you know.
Or an animal. Go hug your fur baby.
Yeah.
Go talk to the fur babies. That's always a good one for me too.
They're just angels. They're actual angels.
They are. They come from the angelic realm.
Mhm.
I love this, Willie. You have so many neat rituals.
What you do now?
And what you do by performing little rituals is that you train your mind not to let others get to you. I used to giggle when I would visualize troublemakers and freeze them. She puts them in a bag and puts them in the freezer. That's a new one on me, but I think I'll try it.
Yeah.
Next time somebody bothers me.
And I do the mirror. As soon as somebody bothers me or something, I just have a mirror surrounding me, and they're really looking at themselves after that. So, and they'll leave you alone. You won't.
Interesting.
It's really crazy.
I like that.
I do all kinds of weird little things like that, but I'd like to keep it simple. Oh yeah, the Jinjutsu.
I learned through Jin Shinjitsu to adopt the I Dream of Genie pose, where she held her elbows. Recirculates your own energy.
This
and
one
keeps
too.
out those who bug you, even if actual bugs. I don't remember what it looked like. I think, wasn't it like, like this?
No, I think she held her elbows. So.
Oh, the elbows?
Remember, and she'd go, boink.
Oh, yeah, okay. When Juno was on my channel.
Not that Juno.
You had me do this one like this when Juno was on my channel. But yeah, that feels good too. Wow.
My shoulders don't like that pose.
Remind me not to nod my head again.
Juno has all the cool stuff too.
Well, is there anything else you would like to tell us about this new moon? Because we're at an hour. I mean, I don't mind going on if you want to go on, but
yeah, I'm good.
I'm good too.
Juno said, "No, hold your elbows, just like you did. Just okay."
Yeah, just like this.
Oh, that feels so.
The other one's a big hug. She says the one that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That's fantastic.
So good. Like doing all that. I'm always messing with my fingers now because Juno showed me how they each have help with different parts of the body, immediately calm you down, just holding your finger. Let's see what else I have written down here. I consider every new moon, full moon portals, and that's the reason why I named my channel Illumination Portal, because almost every day we're having some sort of transit that is affecting us.
True.
You know, so I was just like, oh yeah. So, but then I didn't do it. I didn't start with astrology. I was putting it in there, but my guides had said that to help people learn how to love and accept themselves. And I'm like, yeah, okay. How am I going to do that? You know, it took me quite a while, but that's when I got into the energy and the 12 universal spiritual laws and all that to help people with that vibration and frequency.
Maybe next time you come on, we can talk about those 12 spiritual laws.
Yeah, that would be
that
cool.
would be really good. I actually found a photograph I have of the 12 laws. I couldn't figure out how to put it on StreamYard.
But no, I'm getting used to that. I just figured out how to you have to
PDF it.
You know when you make what's it called, a PowerPoint? I had to take the pictures and put them on a PowerPoint to put them into StreamYard. And I don't know why. But
well, I have to play with PowerPoint. It's been a few years since I messed with PowerPoint.
Right. You're just putting the pictures up there, you know, but still, you would think there'd be an easier way to do it.
Yeah, just to upload a photograph.
Right.
Because I can upload photographs on my other streaming software, but not. I don't know how to do it with StreamYard.
Oh, the reason why this is called a wolf moon is because the Native Americans noticed that more this time of year. That does look cool though, with the moon and the full moon and the wolf howling. That's a cool one.
Yes, I had a photo of that, but I just can't figure out how to load it. And another thing I noticed when I was looking up this full moon is how many of the constellations are visible. Like Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars, they're all going to be visible.
Yeah,
Talk
tonight
about
we'll see the Gemini constellation and Castor and Pollux on either side of the moon tonight.
right.
So that's really cool. I love doing the
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if anybody wants to know, I have a list of what the January's full moon will do for your zodiac sign. So if you're interested, let me know and I'll read it out. Just let me know in the chat room what you are and if you want me to read it out. Mine, I always read my damn ascendant as well as my sun.
Yes.
So I don't know.
It's so important. And your moon. And the thing is, we are all planets, right? But depending on where those aspects and those transits are going or hitting, it depends.
I know, it's almost, how can you even look at your sun sign and get much of anything because of all the transits and things that are moving around and your moon and your
You really need all three just for each daily instead of just two. You need all three.
I can see. Yeah, that's too confusing for my brain. I'll leave it up to the experts.
But you'll see how they kind of do assist each other. Like, because I remember saying that to myself. Oh God, now I got to look up my sun, rising, and moon, and I'd be surprised at how kind of similar they were. And I always learn stuff, like especially
through.
To me, it's kind of like the tarot cards. If you only use 3, you still have to figure out how they work together.
Yeah.
And okay, if you're using the full chart, that's 12. 3 times 12.
Too much for my tiny mind.
And that's without any transits. That's just the basic information. And so it's a matter of how it all goes together, just like with the tarot cards. It's a matter of how it goes together. So those are 2 big areas.
Yeah, I love playing with the cards. I love all the divination, because we seek answers, and I think, especially when we've been in the dark for so long, like prior to waking up, you're just like, oh, I can find answers by this and this and this, and it's just so much fun. It is. It's fun too.
It is definitely fun.
Yeah.
So I was trying to see. Okay, so I have so much darn. Mars goes direct on the 12th. Uranus goes direct on the 20th.
Yay.
Where's Mercury? Yeah, 22nd from Uranus. And then Mercury on the 18th. So then we're going to change into the sign of Aquarius by the end. So Aquarius helps us think outside of the box, because remember, we're trying to figure out how to plan what it is our heart wants to go into the future, and how Mars is going to help us do that. But if we don't figure the plan out first, in our own individual ways, Aquarius comes in and helps us out with that, because Aquarius has us thinking of outside possibilities that weren't always available. Oh, I can do this now. Like, I remember when I started thinking, just for instance, I could read my sun and my rising and my moon, like that was outside of the box for me at that time when I was thinking. So you come up with these little plans to do these things, and that information, it excites your spirit when you start giving yourself unlimited possibilities. You know what I mean? Because then your spirit comes in and says, oh, we can do this or this or this. Pisces. What's going on with Pisces?
Okay. I told him I would read what the astrology was for that Pisces. Well, this is you too.
I know.
You're yearning for excitement and thrills, and you might not be getting that in your personal life right now. That's okay. You can live vicariously through TV, movies, or books. Find narratives that speak to you and get you excited. So that's the full moon for the Pisces.
Right.
And
that's how it's going to impact you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to,
which is kind of surprising because I was looking at, and I haven't been looking at fiction at all, but one of them, popped out at me today when I was working on the computer. I'm going, oh, maybe I'll read one of those. And I'm going,
okay, I'm going to read Sagittarius.
So I guess that's right on for me.
Yeah, that's cool though, isn't it? Okay, Sagittarius. Money can't buy you happiness, but it can help pay the bills.
Right.
Start a savings plan that works for you so you can save up for a rainy day. Consider asking a trusted friend for tips on how you can create a budget that works for you. There you go, Juno.
You want to read Cancer? Will you read Cancer for me?
Yep, sure. Cancer is... The past can be present during this full moon, a window for reconnecting with friends and lovers. Use this opportunity to mend fences and reunite with those you care deeply about. Your open heart and sincere intentions will lead to good things.
Oh, well,
that sounds good.
That sounds good. I'm trying to think. Oh, and another thing Cancer represents is our, the mother energy, right? Caring and
nurturing and stuff.
Yeah, the nurturing. Yeah. And so a lot of times, our moms will come in, whether they're here or not. I think our moms are always connected to us. Ancestors, the ancestry, that's another thing. So you might get downloads from your
Interesting.
Yeah.
Samantha, I hear that from a lot of Cancers. The full moons always kick their butts. It doesn't usually kick mine, but occasionally when it does, it really gets there.
Yeah, it's hard. They're so emotional, and it's so hard to feel so deeply. I mean, it's so. I mean, you're a water sign. It is hard to feel deeply.
We're all 3 water signs.
Yeah, that's right. We're all 3 water signs. And you feel it.
And all 3 different ones.
Yeah, all 3 different.
And you see it and you empathize. I mean, I can literally cry when I see someone else cry. You know how that is. If they're sad about something. And it takes it. I mean, that never goes away. It doesn't. But I can't walk around crying. I'd do that at work. I would be waiting on people. I would go up to the table. I could feel something was wrong with the person and bust out crying. And I'd be so embarrassed because I don't know what they're upset about. And they would tell me later, how did you know? My mom just died or something like that. And I'd be like, oh, to be in public and to have all that going on, it is so difficult, So that's why, Samantha, it's a good thing to write those emotions down, especially the ones that aren't serving you. You can't help it if you feel other people. We can't help that, It's actually a good thing. Died in a whole Libra.
I'm going to read Libra for her. Project is coming to an unexpected end, which is causing you existential stress. Who are you if not busy? Who are you if you're not busy? How will you spend your time without the guidelines of a plan? Don't fret. When one door closes, another one opens. Keep your eye out for the next opportunity.
Libras love to be busy.
Yes.
I'm born on the cusp, and I have to have everything balanced. Balance is just
everything done.
And I have to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And thankfully, like Heather had the Capricorn as an ascendant, right? So that grounded her, and then she had that her Saturn in another earth sign grounded her, but she had that Pisces with all that Aquarius next to her, so she was just had it. To me, I just saw her so what's it called when you have everything, like every day was, there are certain ways to do things and that's how you do them, but she just intuitively knew that. See, I didn't have any earth signs, so I was on fire in the water. Then I had an Aquarius going, don't let none of that bother you, just keep going. So I used to always think, well, why am I don't feel like a domestic, you know how they always said that about Cancer, like, oh, you're domesticated. Oh, that might be something we're doing today too, cooking a nice home cooked meal. You know, a lot of us as a Cancer thing likes to do all that cooking and cleaning up.
Are you cooking today? I'm not cooking today.
I don't think so. I was going to suggest we order in.
Sounds good to me. Ordering in today.
Somebody's cooking good, right? And they're going to bring it to you. That's caring for your daily needs, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
I think it's
Heather's the one that does most of the cooking in the house, and because of her neck being screwed up, we don't have her cooking. We have her cooking as little as possible.
Yeah. Oh,
but I like to cook, so you know, when everything is straightened out, I'll be back to it.
It's okay.
I love cooking too.
Well, it's good for our diet.
Exactly. I'm fine with that. Oh, Juno, make me some banana bread. She just made some for Tilly, her bestie that just moved there. I love banana bread. And I can probably make some because I think the bananas in there are probably getting
about ready to go.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, I could probably do that too.
I only like them when they have some green on them. So once they get past that, they're banana bread for me.
Yeah. Or if they're not too far. You know, just
be too
barely,
far.
just barely past where she wants to eat them, we can make pudding. Otherwise, it's banana bread.
Now. Yeah, I love
banana bread. Is so yummy. It is so yummy.
You're making me hungry, Juno.
I
know. Oh, goodness. Actually, we really do need to say goodbye because we've been on over an hour. Yes. That's pretty neat. I love doing that.
And we love you all out there. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Valerie. It was so
much fun and
informative. Yes, I hope you'll come back.
In fact, I'm thinking a monthly show on the moon might be a really cool thing.
Oh, that would be fun.
What do you think?
Yeah. That would be cool.
What do you think in the chat room? Should we invite Valerie to come back once a month for a moon reading? I think it would be a great idea.
Moon reading, yeah.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody for being here today. Tomorrow we have a show on Eek.
Oh, I was working on the next one, so I don't remember.
I can't remember. But we have our normal time at 3:00. What about you? What do you have coming up, Valerie? Anything in particular?
I don't think I have anything. No, I'm on Sun Psychic Gene show, like January 28th.
Oh, good.
Allie's show. I'm on there on the 17th.
Terrific.
But I do need to make a couple of videos for my channel too. I was waiting until after the 1st and getting myself together and seeing how.
Well, Heather is hopefully going to the heart doctor this week and get an okay to have her spinal surgery done, and then if her surgery happens, that's going to be on the 27th. So we're going to have like a week off at the end of the month for her to heal and feel better. If not 2 weeks.
No, we'll be fine. Sitting I can do most of the time.
But Tamara is on non-attachments.
That's brilliant. And it's not easy, but it's brilliant.
It's not, but it's actually
something we need.
We need to understand the difference between non-attachment and detachment. Too many people equate them as being the same thing, and they're just not. And we need to know the difference and how to fix it. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like
Yeah.
how you explained it like that. That is cool.
Yeah.
And,
So-
and oh, the neck thing. Did you want me to talk about?
Oh, yes. Before we leave, you guys in the audience, you really need to hear this about the neck. I forgot all about that. Please tell them.
Okay. I forgot to until we started talking about Heather's neck. We have a chakra in the back of our neck called the ultra major. It's the name of the bone that's back there that moves our head around. And most people have pain there, or a lot of pain there, or have to get. My mom has similar to what Heather's got going on back there, and has to get stuff done to her. But those of us who they can't find anything wrong with us, that chakra is coming online, but it needs cleared out because it kind of kept us plugged into the old lower dimension, third dimension, lower crappy, stuff. So we're getting all this pain because it's full of blocks and junk, and it's stuff that we no longer want. So what you do, I have this meditation from Tim Wild, and you can probably look on his channel for it, but you're with your higher self. Your higher self is like has their hand over that part of your neck, and they help clear. They're clearing all the junk out, all the gunk, and then the other hand, they fill it back up with gold, sparkly light. The reason why gold is healing, as well as loving. Yeah, yes, vagus nerve. Yep. So in case anyone is, maybe we could talk about that too at another time, where the new chakras systems, the new chakras that are coming online for us.
You're right, Juno. I remember the old movies where they would karate chop someone like that. They would be knocked out cold. I think that was Batman and stuff like that.
Oh, they do that all over the place. It changed with Spock. Instead, it was just a grab on the
shoulder.
But before then, it was always not.
That's right. Maybe you could, if you would send me a link to that.
Sure.
Tim's meditation. What I can do is I'll put it in the notes after we go off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll post it in this so everybody. Yes, the Vulcan neck pinch. I thought it was actually the shoulder he was pinching, not the neck. But I can't remember.
I think it does cut off the vagus nerve, and that's what it would do. It would stop that blood flow, so you pass out, or you just, But yes, don't forget about it. Honoring your emotions today, all day during this full moon in Cancer.
Yes. Everybody take care.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your emotions, and be careful with the emotions outside of your house when you go out.
Some of them are really disturbing.
Yes. And just take care of yourself. Self-care tonight. Do a little meditation, maybe a little burning.
Get rid of those things that are not serving you.
And then go out there and shine your light, because you guys are all beautiful and have so much love.
And everybody needs that love. So
they need your love.
Share it.
They need your love. So we love you. Until next time, please like, subscribe, and share. If you think somebody would like this video, we sure appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next time.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Valerie.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for having me.